Hey, what's up everyone? This is your boy Jay, and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today I just want to make a quick video for you guys today about an article that I read from Greater Good magazine. And it's just like when it comes to this article by Emelina Thomas too, basically. Her name is pretty long, but her name is Emilia Thomas basically too. And I'll post a link too when it comes to this article below too about this article I've read about, can mindfulness get in the way of making amends in our lives too? And it's just like, excuse me, when it comes to making amends, when it comes to, apologizing and making things right in our lives too, it's just like, a powerful way for all of us to really just be mindful of any actions that we did too, any mistakes that we've done too in our lives in so many ways, and really just being aware of that too, just when it comes to practicing mindfulness. And it's just like, mindfulness is a really powerful tool to just be aware of ourselves too. If we be hard on ourselves, if we make mistakes in certain ways too, excuse me, and so on and so forth. But just like when it comes to mindfulness too, it's just like if we get stuck in that kind of zone where we're just like, we're stuck in that funk and we're just like being hard on ourselves too. It can really help, can really dampen our energy too. And just like, before I reveal these 6 cards too, oracle cards that I drew in this video also, I want to share a recommendation, a book for all you guys too that can really help you to really bring some compassion towards ourselves too when it comes to practicing mindfulness. And this book is by Brach too, called Radical Compassion, by the award-winning author Tara Brach. She's well known in the spiritual community also, in any spiritual communities also, when it comes to, just for those who love mindfulness, who love to practice meditation, spirituality in their own way too. And if when it comes to radical compassion and with the rain meditation, Tara Brach shares too, is just a beautiful way for all of us to just really, bring that compassion there too when it comes to any parts of our lives too. And just like with this book too that you guys see on my upper right hand corner, I definitely will post a link to this book too if you guys ever want to say like a, like a paperback version of this book too, or just like, the online version as well too. Feel free to check out the link below too. It's a very good read to have also. And just kind of really, reveal these cards too, especially these messages too. Let me see, these messages that I've, shared in this video too when it comes to this article. And just like, for those who resonate with any of these messages I'm going to share with you guys today for this article, feel free to comment on it too at any time. Just, if you guys want to share any kind of thoughts or just feelings about it too, feel free to leave a comment, whether you're watching this on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And without further ado, I'm going to reveal these beautiful cards with you guys today too. And just like when it comes to these healing messages too, I'm going to just reveal just like these top 3 cards that I drew too when it comes to this video. So when it comes to these 3 cards that you guys could see here in this video, I'm just going to really share with you guys too with the first card that I drew also when it comes to liberate. And it's just like if you guys can't see it too, I'm going to see if I can share it below too. So like, when it comes to liberation too, just really taking the time for ourselves to just liberating ourselves too from like, any past mistakes that we did too. And it's just like when it comes to liberation, just being the best versions of ourselves too is a really powerful way for all of us to learn from our mistakes and be the best version of ourselves too when we liberate ourselves from any kind of, crazy situation that we dealt with or dealing with too. And it's just like, when it comes to liberating ourselves too is a really powerful way for all of us to, to really just evolve and to grow from, learn from our mistakes and really just being the best versions of ourselves too in our own unique way. And with the second card too that I have too, which is really all about healing, So when it comes to healing too, just when it comes to this message, I'm just gonna put this beautiful card down here next to the liberation one. And it's just like when it comes to healing, just really taking the time for ourselves to just really healing those wounds too, when it comes to just any mistakes that we made towards ourselves, with other people, in our environment, to really just heal those wounds too. I know it's not the easiest thing we can do, but when we take that big step when it comes to just healing ourselves, it'll be the most powerful thing we can do, and just to really staying close to ourselves the best way that we can. And with the last message too that I want to share with you guys too, which is really all about balance here, when it comes to this powerful message too, it's really all about balance and just really, finding that middle ground with ourselves too, to where we can just, finding that middle ground when it comes to our own energies. So with our feminine and masculine energies, because we both have it, whether you're a man or a woman who's watching this video, we both have feminine and masculine energies. Just finding that middle ground for ourselves too, when it comes to just, liberating ourselves and going on that healing journey too, can really just help us along the way as well. And with the 3 cards that I pulled on the bottom with this Marvel Oracle deck, I'm going to reveal these beautiful and powerful cards here too, just when it comes to just, with these Marvel Oracle deck too. And it's just like, with these 3 cards too by Miss Marvel, Iron Man, and Mystique. So really cool messages here too, especially when it comes to Miss Marvel too. Just really knowing that, we're part of something bigger, and it's just like, really taking that to heart when it comes to being part of something bigger too. Just really understanding that too in your own way is, pretty powerful. And just like, for all of us too, whether we are just, making amends for ourselves, just really knowing that we are part of something bigger than ourselves is just like a really powerful thing to know too, because, in the ways we are, part of something that's bigger than ourselves too. And just like when it comes to this first message too that you can see here with Miss Marvel here, and it's just like knowing that you are part of something bigger. So it's kind of like really owning that too when it comes to our own selves in our own spiritual journey. And with the second message here, when it comes to Iron Man, Mr. Tony Stark here, and it's just like knowing what you're protecting, basically too, when it comes to just really in our lives too, knowing what we're protecting. Are we protecting our own identity? Are we protecting our own kind of, energy? Just really taking note of that too when it comes to just with this powerful message from Iron Man, Tony Stark. And I know there's a history of when it comes to Iron Man too. He's been through so much from, his problems from the past, and just, making amends for himself too, to where you can just really, change for the better, basically. And excuse me for clearing my throat, but what's the most powerful thing about Iron Man too is it's like he's very protected for people who he cares about. It's explained in the comics, it's explained in the video games, and especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the movies. He's very protective for people who he cares about when it comes to his family, or especially when it comes to his teammates too, people he works with, and his friends also. So really just taking note of that too, when it comes to his second message, what you are protecting, basically also, and just really taking note of that. And with the third message too by Mystique, and she's a powerful member of the Brotherhood of Mutants too, with Magneto, Juggernaut, Toad, you name it, Sabretooth. And just like when it comes to Mystique, and this is a very straightforward message here too, it's just really reminding ourselves is what you see is what you get. So just really taking note of that also when it comes to any situations that we're dealing with also in our lives, and when we're practicing mindfulness, and how we can really just make amends for ourselves too when it comes to, really owning to the mistakes that we've made, and when it comes to ourselves, with other people, in our environment, etc. And just really knowing too with this message here, it's just like what you see is what you get too. So really taking note of that. It might be the most uncomfortable and not the easiest thing to take note of, but when it comes to this message too, and it's very straightforward, it's what you see is what you get, no sugarcoating about it. It's just like, it's really good to take note of that also when it comes to making amends for ourselves too, when it comes to going on that journey, learn from our mistakes, healing, finding that middle ground also, and just really owning that also when it comes to that powerful messages there too. So, with that being said, that concludes the video. Hopefully you guys love these messages that I've shared too in this video. I'm just going to see if I could align these cards real quick, because sometimes when I tend to do videos too, I'm a perfectionist a little bit, but anyways, I just let things flow too, basically too. So it's kind of like with these messages, when it comes to wherever I do a video, I like to make sure the cards are just aligned perfectly, but nothing's perfect too, and it's just like I need to work on myself to where I don't get frustrated so easily, because one little thing I get distracted, I kind of go crazy too, like the Hulk. So it's like, hey, stop it, all that stuff too. I need to work on that shit too, basically. I don't want to take on my anger on people or anyone too that I care about. So that's something I need to work on too when it comes to making amends with myself and with other people, especially my, fur babies, family, friends, lovers too, who are watching this also. I'm just saying that, just, plural also. And it's just like, when it comes to these messages also, if any of these messages kind of resonate to what that article that I was talking about, also feel free to leave a comment. If you guys feel like you're reading on for yourself, if you guys felt some kind of emotions about it as well, feel free to comment below too if you're watching this on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And again, I'll post a link to the original article below too by Greater Good Magazine, so you guys could read it for yourself and maybe continue to practice self-care that could benefit us, our loved ones, and our environment. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys around with more content for you guys to entertain yourselves and to educate yourselves and all the above. So peace and namaste.